Shall we start?
Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
Let the attack begin.
When President Noynoy Aquino assumed office in 2010, he campaigned for an end to corruption and poverty and said he'll make prosecuting corrupt officials a priority. When Secretary Jesse Robredo was appointed as DILG Secretary, he vowed to institute the principles of accountability, transparency, and inclusivity, and further embarked on a journey that adhered to the dictum of Tapat na Palakad, Bayang Maunlad, towards a vision of an archipelago of good governance, where every local official shares a common purpose of making a difference in his community. This is operationalized through the department's adoption of its 5 program outcomes, further divided into programs, projects, and activities. Towards this end, in calendar year 2011, the 325 men and women of DILG Eastern Visayas, inspired by the SILG's vision for LGUs, and guided by a core of highly professional and results-oriented leaders, strove to attain the agency's targets and program outcomes. Program Outcome 1: Empowered and Accountable LGUs. Under this program outcome is the Local Governance Performance Management System, or the LGPMS. As in previous years, 100% of provinces, cities, and municipalities in the region completed and submitted their respective state of local governance reports. This included additional indicators on tourism and health, which were rolled out to field officers through various conferences. The Barangay Governance Performance Management System, or the BGPMS, which was introduced in the BNEO program the previous year, was implemented through pilot testing this year. As such, all LCEs in Leyte issued executive orders creating their respective BGPMS teams. Officials of pilot barangays were oriented on the accomplishment of BGPMS data capture forms. 146 pilot barangays were able to complete BGPMS in 2011. DILG8 has completed the basic module for BNEO for all 4,390 barangays region-wide. In the process training 44,112 barangay officials. On the other hand, 4,385 or 99.9% of barangays have been able to formulate their respective barangay agenda for local governance and development. The department continues to advocate and provide technical assistance for the conduct of documentation and replication of best practices using the Go Far approach. With support from Oxfam and the European Commission, The department likewise embarked on a provincial readiness to institutionalize and mainstream risk reduction in St. Bernard on March 16 to 17, 2011. Community-based monitoring system. Of the 123 LGUs which manifested interest in implementing the program, 86 or 69.9% completed the CBMS modules and produced poverty maps. All LGUs in Biliran, Eastern Samar, and most municipalities in Southern Leyte are in the second wave of implementation after being among the first provinces to adopt the program in 2005 and 2006. Other provinces are in various stages of implementation, with 24 towns of Northern Samar, 21 municipalities and the cities of Calbayog and Catbalogan, 38 municipalities of Leyte, and the cities of Ormoc, Tacloban, and Baybay are currently implementing CBMS. Comprehensive Development Plan. 105 municipalities and cities out of 133 target LGUs, or 79%, formulated the respective comprehensive development plans. The following activities were done during the period. Technical assistance in the form of acting as resource persons to the municipal sectoral workshops have been rendered by the regional and provincial CDP specialists. Coaching on technical writing of their CDPs have been done upon request by the LGUs. A total of 2 cities and 14 municipalities were provided technical assistance on CDP formulation. In recognition of LGUs which qualified to the Performance Challenge Fund and the Seal of Good Housekeeping, awarding and conferment ceremonies were held at the LGRRC 8. Local chief executives and functionaries from the 11 LGU awardees were present to receive their 1 million PCF cash awards and SGH certificates. Compliance to the full disclosure policy. In line with SILG Robredo's call for transparency and accountability, EV8 conducted on July 14, 2011, the Regional Tapatan Program, which was participated by 424 local officials, 29 CSOs, and 25 media men throughout the region. Highlighted in the Tapatan were the presentation of the full disclosure policy and covenant signing among the participating stakeholders of the region, which includes the local officials, CSOs, media men, and NGAs. 4 out of 6 provinces are fully compliant. Only 2 are partially compliant. 2 out of 4 cities have fully complied. 2 cities are partially compliant. 51 out of the 139 municipalities have fully complied. 88 are partially compliant. 3 municipalities have no compliance at all. Enhancing LG-NGO-PS collaboration. Regional forums were conducted to brief and orient CSOs, NGOs, and POs in the various programs of the department wherein they can actively participate in their respective areas of responsibility. Establishment of database on CSO profiles were done in all 6 provinces of the region. MDG Fund. 3 ongoing construction of water systems financed under the MDG Fund are in their completion stage and are expected to be completed within the year. The completion of the construction of the improvement of Level 3 water supply system in Kabukgayan, Biliran will now address the clamor of the constituents for a better water service delivery. With the offices continuing aggressive advocacy of the MDGF program, we have 2 new applicants for technical and financial assistance, both for the construction of Level 3 water supply system. This is for Caibiran, Biliran, and San Julian, Eastern Samar. Training for the FS preparation is next among the identified steps that will be provided as TA to the LGUs. Recognition and Incentives Awards. DILG8 barangays feature strongly in the Lupong Tagapamayapa Incentives Award. This year, the various levels conducted evaluations and revalidations as part of the LTIA goal of encouraging performance in this field. Having been chosen as one of the top 3 highest performing lupons, the lupon of Barangay Hingatungan, Silago, Southern Leyte, was visited by the LTIA National Board of Judges last September 12 to 13 for the validation. It copped the first runner-up honors in this year's awards rights. Gawad Pamana ng Lahi. For this year, the winners are as follows. For the provincial category, the province of Leyte. For the city category, Ormoc City. And Naval Biliran for the municipality category. Sagana at Ligtas na Tubig sa Lahat program. 3 waterless LGUs in the region were selected to avail of the financial grant of 10 million pesos from the national government. Aside from the criteria set by NAPC, these LGUs have complied with the full disclosure policy of the department as a requisite before the grant will be released to them. These 3 LGUs, San Isidro Leyte, Taft Eastern Samar, and Lauang Northern Samar, sent their technical staff to Cebu City to attend the training workshop on the preparation of the Simplified FS as part of the DILG's mandate to provide CapDev interventions to eligible LGUs under the Salin Tubig. To date, these LGUs have submitted their FS to DOH for appraisal and approval. Public Transport Assistance Program. In the region, field officers were highly involved in the facilitation for the distribution of the checks for the PTAP. They also are involved in the fast-tracking of liquidation report submission. The region received 398,250 pesos, and as of this date, 306,250 has already been distributed. Barangay officials' death benefit claims. For CY 2011, the region was able to pay a total of 1,984,000 pesos to 142 barangay officials composed of 28 PBs and 114 sangguniang kagawads, barangay secretaries, barangay treasurers, and SBMs. Legal Assistance Program. As part of its regular task of addressing questions on matters essential to local government operations, DILG8 entertains walk-in clients and positively responds to phoned-in and letter queries requiring proper interpretation and application of the basic provisions set forth in the Local Government Code of 1991 or RA 7160 and other pertinent laws and issuances. Pursuant to DILG Circular Number 2010-09 on Delegation of Authority, DILG-LG Sector caused the implementation of 6 decisions of the Office of the Ombudsman, Visayas, involving the suspension and dismissal of some local elective and appointive officials, caused the conduct of 22 fact-finding investigations in relation to complaints and or cases against local elective and appointive officials filed before the Presidential Action Center, DILG Central Office, and Office of the Ombudsman. prepared and delivered lectures on the salient features of the local government code, particularly on matters concerning local legislation, parliamentary procedures, administrative investigation, the powers and attributes of local government units, and the katarungang pambarangay. Entertained media interviews in order to provide information to the public on legal matters, as well as to give clarifications on critical issues affecting LGU operations. Program Outcome 2: Disaster Resilient LGUs. All LGUs at the provincial, city, and municipal levels have created their respective disaster risk reduction and management councils. The creation of disaster risk reduction and management offices has proven to be a bigger challenge. Region-wide, 47 DRRM offices were reported to have been established by the different LGUs. On the establishment of DRRM operation centers, a total of 106 LGUs have established a DRRM operation center. Part of the reason for the slow compliance to RA 10-121 are unresolved issues revolving around the use of the DRRM fund and establishment of the DRRM office. As part of the measure to answer this, DILG Regional Office, in partnership with the GIZ, conducted last September 26 to 27, 2011, a consultative workshop on the implementation of the DRRM Act. Program Outcome 3: Competitive and Business-Friendly LGUs. Upscaling business permits and licensing system. In the region, initiatives on BPLS streamlining has been done already by some stakeholders like the DTI in partnership with GIZ under the program LRED in the previous years. With the first SONA of President Noynoy Aquino stressing to LGUs to streamline BPLS, a joint memorandum circular number 1, series of 2010, was entered by DILG and DTI to upscale BPLS in accordance with the national standards to increase the competitiveness of the country in terms of starting up of business. For the year, intensive advocacy was conducted to selected LGUs region-wide by DILG and DTI with the support of EBSU and the different chambers of commerce and industries of the provinces. This took into consideration the national standard set as stipulated in the JMC number 1, series of 2010. To date, the region has 31 national target LGUs and 69 LGUs signified their intention to undergo BPLS upscaling. Local Governance Support Program, Local Economic Development. The second call for LGUs participation in Local Governance Support Program, Local Economic Development, was participated by the provinces of Leyte and Northern Samar in the region. Leyte was able to make it to the Batch 2 LGUs alliances, while Northern Samar was included in the Magic 6, a 6-month mentoring and coaching from CIDA. Both were able to organize the LED team and conducted orientation briefing to participating LGUs and organized and convened the provincial local economic transformation teams. Both provinces of Leyte and Northern Samar are undergoing the local economic profiling and enhancement of the value chain, formulated with the assistance of the DOT and DTI. The province of Leyte will pursue educational industrial tourism in the Northwest Leyte Alliance composed of 12 LGUs, while the province of Northern Samar is for economic tourism with the Balicuatro Alliance composed of 9 towns and 4 island municipalities. At the end of this year, both alliances will be able to formulate their respective LED strategies and approaches to be able to implement said strategies by next year. Strengthening LEIPOs. 100% of LGUs designated their respective LEIPOs. All LEIPOs are awaiting the finalization of the term of reference of LEIPOs and PPP subcommittee under the LDC. SLRF, 100% completion of the CY 2007 SLRF projects. For CY 2008, 5 LGUs have completed maintenance work for their respective local roads. Program Outcome 4, Conflict-Free and Safe Communities. Peace and Order Councils. 100% of the LGUs have organized and made functional their LPOCs. However, half of BPOCs in the region are at the basic stage, followed by progressive at 26.4% and mature at 15%. The province with the highest standards in BPOC functionality is Southern Leyte, with 4% ideal, 53% at the mature level, and 39% progressive. Local Council for the Protection of Women and Children. Regional status of compliance. Using the degree of functionality, for basic having a rating of 20% and below, progressive 21 to 50%, mature 51 to 79%, and ideal 80 to 100%. Most municipalities in the region are in the mature stage with an average of 45%. On the LCPC functionality at the barangay level, excluding that in the cities, 42% are in the progressive stage with an average of 42%, followed by mature with an average of 32%. Creation of Local Committee on Anti-Trafficking and Violence Against Women and Their Children. As of November 2011, records show that out of 149 LGUs to include provinces, cities, and municipalities in Region 8, 64 or 43% have created their respective Local Committee on Anti-Trafficking and Violence Against Women and Their Children. Program Outcome 5, Strengthen Internal Governance Capacity. As RD Pedro A. Noval Jr. assumes leadership in the region with barely 2 months before the year ends, he has emphasized the need to implement innovative programs that will promote productivity and teamwork among DILG personnel. For the remaining months of 2011, he is focused on familiarizing himself with DILG and LGU operations in Eastern Visayas, as well as meeting DILG personnel and LGU officials. RD Noval is ably assisted by ARD Arnel M. Agabe, who is likewise new to the region, having assumed office only on July 2011. Change Management Program. To impart the need to effect significant organizational and individual reforms among all its personnel, consistent with the reform agenda of SILG Robredo and President Aquino, DILG Region 8 implemented the Change Management Program region-wide. CMP implementation in Region 8 kicked off with the issuance of Regional Order Number 2011-127 dated August 3, 2011, which created the Change Management Program Steering Committee. The team was tasked to manage the regional implementation of the program in accordance with strategic directions set by the department. Conducted in 2 phases, the program focused on enabling all personnel to have a common understanding of priority PPAs and to identify major strategies to further improve program implementation, consistent with the department's priority thrusts and local governance reform agenda. RD Francisco C. Jose and ARD Arnel M. Agabe, together with Attorney Darwin N. Bibar, FAD Chief, Carmelita M. Zabala, LGCDD Chief, and Pia Munina Q. Luvete, LG Med Chief, visited the region's 6 provinces and joined their provincial team conferences. The regional team interfaced with provincial, city and municipal field officers and discussed during these visits the department's priority PPAs, the SILG's reform agenda, as well as the implementation status of DILG major programs in Region 8. To cap the initial dialogues made with field personnel and to synthesize the whole change management program implementation, a forum was held for all DILG personnel on October 14 at the DILG regional office. The activity was conducted as part of the 20th Local Government Code anniversary celebration in the region. A total of 322 DILG technical and administrative personnel participated in the forum. DILG field offices all throughout the region joined their respective LGUs for the 20th anniversary celebration of the Local Government Code. The region-wide celebration was capped with a day-long commemoration at the DILG8 Regional Office, Tacloban City, on October 14, 2011. Participated in by all DILG8 personnel, activities for the day included recognition rights for PCF and SGH LGU awardees and the implementation of the change management program for DILG personnel. The Regional Selection Board conducted 4 meetings to deliberate on the filling up of vacant positions through recruitment and promotion. This resulted to the recruitment of 23 new employees. To ensure that only the most deserving applicants were recruited, pre-qualifying examinations were administered by DILG Central Office personnel in April. PQE passers further underwent the public speaking examination, group orals, and panel interview. In recognition of their exemplary performance, competence, and readiness to perform the functions of a higher position, 32 personnel region-wide were granted promotions, in addition to 16 LG006 and 1 LG008. PD Artemio B. Caneja, PD Marilyn D. Saboy, and Attorney Darwin N. Bibar, Chief FAD, were conferred CES eligibility. For personnel movement, Valente P. Bahet, LG006, OIC Provincial Director, Northern Samar; Zeno V. Llarinas, LG005, OIC CLG00 Calbayog City. Several personnel were separated from office due to retirement, death, or resignation. The following capacity building initiatives for organic personnel were conducted during the year. Personnel welfare and benefits. Grant of study leave privilege to 4 personnel who took review classes for the bar examinations this year. Grant of loyalty cash awards and other monetary benefits, allowing monetization of leave credits for urgent needs of employees. Management systems improvement. To set the direction and roadmap of DILG Eastern Visayas, regional and field offices regularly conduct planning and budgeting workshops and MANCOM conferences. Capacity build-up. To strengthen and improve office operations, the following activities were undertaken by DILG8. Establish the DILG8 official website in coordination with EDPS, and to date, the ongoing construction of a standalone website, allocated funds for the realization of minor repairs in provincial and city field offices, facilitated the treatment of the regional office building against termites, embarked on structural improvement of the regional office, which includes flooring repairs at the ground floor and COA office, conducted inventory of unserviceable parts, purchased various IT and other office equipment for the DILG regional and field offices, carried out regular maintenance of work and repair for all vehicles of the regional, provincial, and city field offices. It was indeed a journey that adheres to the tapat na palakad in reaching Bayang Maunlad. Together, Region 8 performed to the best of our minds, sailing through the different paths of development towards one horizon, one destination.